Are we live? Are we live yet? We're going to see. Not yet, I don't think. Okay, maybe now. Maybe now we are live. Looks like we are live. Yay, hooray. This is Jason Sterling here on YouTube. And this is the Sims 4 Horse Ranch. And this is what I've been calling my Millionaire's Ranch, right? Because it's so big. And it's got a big old pool and a guest house and everything else. So this is the Millionaire's Ranch. The idea behind this ranch is kind of the... Let me get some water in me. It's kind of the idea of a horse breeding ranch. So this is the sort of place you're going to invite people who can afford a championship bred horse, right, from a championship line. And you want to impress them. You want to impress them with your estate, with your stables, and then with the quality of your horses so you can get more money, right? So that's what this is going to be. This is the start of, I'd really like to try and see if it's possible to run a horse breeding ranch. That's my idea. Let's see if we can run a horse breeding ranch and actually pay for it. And especially something the size of this. Now, it just occurred to me that I actually have left my glass of water in the other room. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. I had to grab my glass of water real quick. I left it in the other room before I got started. The one thing I most assuredly will need, okay, this is the horse breeding ranch, a millionaire's type of ranch, kind of half leisure and half built to impress people who are hopefully going to buy your championship horses. So the idea is here, I'm going to try to run a family eventually in here that are raising horses and see if we can raise and sell horses for enough money to actually support a ranch of this size, because this is the biggest lot in town, and it's going to be a pretty expensive place. Right now, I have it set up for 4 horse stalls, a washing area, and kind of a tack room back over on this side. I'm thinking that we could probably use at least 5 horse stalls, like 3 for foals, and then, the sort of... the colt and the mare, right? A stall for each of them. And we've got plenty of room. We could almost do a total of 6 horse stalls along here, kind of stretched out. But I am going to just go ahead and stick with 3 foal stalls at the moment. 3 foals. Okay. So let's move this stuff out of the way real quick. At the time when I first built this, I did think 4 would do it. And part of my reasoning on that is horses take up a space in the family. So we already have 3 family members in this particular family, or 4 maybe. So we can only have as many horses as we have slots left that aren't part of our family. Now, my idea is I'll probably go ahead and get a family of only 2 or 3 people, and then we'll have slots for 5 or even 6 horses. Since our primary source of income will be breeding, it is one of the drawbacks of horses of this pack is that they do take up a family slot. Now, one of the great things about them taking up a family slot is much like pets, it does afford a lot of different interactions with them. We'll go ahead and stretch out. I'm going to bring this all the way down here because we're going to have a little bit of that brickwork here under this particular porch. Kind of go ahead and stretch out our secondary roof there. That is a really big stable. Ideally, if we had bigger lots, I would have turned this actually on an angle like this house here. Like I would have loved to angle it so that it ran, you know, like from here out like that. But there just wasn't room in the end to accomplish that. So there you go. Hey, kitty, come on, baby. My cat's going to come up here for a minute. See if he wants to jump up in my lap. Probably so. Now, this was going to be just kind of a washroom. I mean, we can't actually wash horses, although we can. Hi, kitty. We certainly can brush their coats, clean their hooves, stuff like that. I guess we could just go with a pretty plain interior wall here. We're gonna stick with good old pure expressions at first. I might change that out later. We'll go ahead and build a sort of system of cabinets against this one wall here. The idea being that that's where we'll keep supplies and stuff like that. One thing I'm going to go ahead and put in here is a refrigerator. Refrigerators tend to be used just for a wide variety of things on the farm or on a ranch. Now, this is really just a cleaning room, but it could do double duty, especially with this being a horse breeding ranch. We don't really probably have the room to do a true horse breeding ranch here. So, you know, we're just kind of winging it, right? And this room might also be maybe where they would inject, you know, vaccines, maybe artificial insemination might happen here, stuff like that. I thought I turned on move objects on. Let's see here. There we go. Now, I really like the new lighting for this game. I have to admit, though, it's not super, super bright. So in order to maintain the look, we'll grab a couple of these here. I'll go ahead and just, you know, put one of these puck lights in there with them. Then we have a much brighter space, more realistic for what we're going to be trying to do in here. You know, and actually, as I think about this, I don't think I am going to do those white walls. I mean, I kind of want to, but at the same time, we have some great looking distressed wood with the new pack that I think might actually give us more of a look. Now, I do want this place to look new, like it's new construction, but a blending of new and rustic, right? So the idea is kind of a blending of new and rustic, which is what I just said, right? But yeah, something that is borrowing from the past, but it is a newly constructed sort of form. Maybe with that or that. I kind of like that better. You know, this second one here. I'm going to stick with that for now. It's kind of a warmer look. We could also do like blue, or it's a bit much. Let's not do blue. Never mind. It took all of like 1 second to decide that. No blue. We're going to need some sort of sinks in here. We're going to go ahead and use this. We'll put it here and here. We're going to use a wall-mounted garden hose to kind of give us the idea of what this is being used for. So we're going to put one, say, yeah, over on that wall, and one over on this wall. Because obviously, you know, in reality, if we're cleaning horses, we're probably going to need some water at some point. We're going to need to spray this room out, you know. I might put one of these in each of the stalls as well. Again, because it makes sense that you might have one with all of these stalls, kind of spray them out to make cleaning easier. Since we're using all of the packs, I'm not limiting myself on packs here. I think we'll look real quick and grab one of these, like these floor grates, right? Again, for a little bit of realism, if we imagine that we are spraying down horses in here, we're cleaning horses or spraying the place down, we're going to need some sort of drainage to clear all that out. Go something a little bit darker. And again, I'm going to grab one of these so I don't forget when I'm doing these stalls. Let's go ahead and put one of these in here as well, in each stall. And actually, I could go through and just do one stall and then just copy and paste it to all the other ones. That's probably what I'll do. Save a little bit of time. Let's grab some sort of chairs and put in here again. It makes sense. We're going to have some sort of seating for working on horses. I'm going to look at our horse ranch pack. What do we have going on here? We have this. It's not too bad. Put one here kind of on each area. Maybe over here. There are some, sort of shelves and stuff that came with this pack. Let's take a look here. Stuff like this. Now, this is actually more of a tack room type of thing. So I don't think we'll use it in here, but we will put up something, kind of like this. Just to get the impression that, we do have tools in here. We have things we're working with. Kind of a random barrel, but that's cool. I hope that's the one of these works as a table. And I think it's that one. I do get it off all the time. Let's see here. Yep, that's the table. I feel like we could put some more stuff in here, but at the same time, I don't really see this room as a clutter room. This is the sort of place, like I said, we'll be doing artificial insemination, vaccines on the horses, and washing them and stuff. So it's not really a garage. It's not really a storage space. Plus, you're going to be bringing people here that want to buy a championship horse, so they're going to expect it to look pretty clean. That's my thought on it. We could maybe put a few things up on like something like this Now that's, silverware and ketchup and mustard, but we can kind of pretend that, hey, maybe it's a little basket of stuff that we use on a regular basis with our horses, right? I think that's not too bad. Now down here on the tack room, first of all, let's grab some lighting. Do. Okay, so down here in our tack room, we'll do kind of the same sort of stuff. I mean, we don't want it to be too cluttered or too crazy, but we do want to have the look of an operating ranch. Let's see here. Which room do I have in our stalls? I have quite a bit of room in the stall. I might put one of these in each stall as well. Let's give it a pretty nice warm look to this building, this wall covering. This wood. The wood in the pack actually looks really nice, as does this brick floor. It has a real kind of used appearance, a sort of vintage appearance. Grab that. Now, my idea is to have 5 horses here, so we're going to line up 5 of these saddles. In reality, we could almost put these just in each stall, but I think it makes more sense that they would be here in a tack room, right? Do. Now we do have this stuff for cleaning up a horse stall. We can either, I don't think we'll keep it in there. I think we'll keep them maybe at kind of midpoints here and at the other end. Mm-hmm. And I lost it already. I'm looking for the thing I just had, of course. So I don't have to go down there and copy it. There we go. Okay, so we'll put one right there. There's a version of this horse. There's 2 versions, one facing each direction. So we'll put one facing the other way. Oh, for goodness sakes. Okay, let's see here. And I don't think that worked. Let's try it again. Strange. It should tell me that it worked. So hold on here. I use this cheat literally all the time. Why can't, there we go. I think I kept putting an S on it. I'm a little tired today. I think I kept putting an S on it. And that was the mistake. There we go. Let's grab a copy of that horse. There we go. Make him a little bigger there. Grab a copy of this horse. Make him a little bigger there. Okay. Now, I did think it might be nice to have like a table in here, maybe a sort of place you'd sit around, talk to someone, that's interested in buying a horse, maybe glad hand them a little bit, right? Let's put this here. Do. So let's move this over here. That there. We'll turn this around lengthwise so it doesn't feel like it's impeding traffic too much. Actually, even though this table holds 8, we're going to go ahead and just go with 6 on it. 6 ought to be enough. Obviously, I'm trying to decide which of these do I like best. I'd like a sort of darker table, but at the same time, I'm not sure I like the runner on it as much. I'm not super fond of any of these runners, to be quite honest. They are okay. They're just not really my style for this particular look and build. I'd like something like this right here, but a whole lot more vibrant. Not quite so, this looks very faded and very muted. I kind of like the blue, but then I don't want the table to be gray. I guess the table could be gray. Guess we could do that. That's not too bad. That's okay. We might go ahead and just do that. Do. And ideally, I kind of would like to have this over here on that wall, I guess, really. I guess I could put it there. Let's scoot this horse over just a little bit. The door there, the barn door is just a little bit off center. It's not entirely on center. And so we're going to just eyeball this a little bit. maybe like about like that. And about like that ought to do it. So, it's not too bad for a tack room. We've got, I think a pretty good setup there. One thing I probably ought to put in is a sink. Let's move this here. And then let's grab one of the sinks from this pack and just put it in here. That way, if you want to wash your hands, you can just do so before, before coming in. But, well, yeah, let's put it here. Because I think I'll go ahead and put a mirror above that. You don't really need a mirror, but I'm going to go ahead and put it up there. The other thing we really could use here, though, and I have not figured it into this design at all, would be some sort of restroom. I mean, that's my thought. Now, in reality, the house is not, there's a restroom not that far from this structure. But there might still be one within the stable itself. We could pretty easily put a restroom right here. I mean, there's more than enough space. I just really built this, with this sort of like balance in mind, right? Balance of this different stuff. So that might require a little bit less balance. Okay, so let's take this out. And let's move this horse for the moment and this light fixture. And let's take this out. And we'll go ahead and we'll put a bathroom over on this side. Which, while it makes this room a little bit crowded and maybe a little bit more crowded than I would ideally like, it's not that big a deal. And it does give us a sort of, basic restroom out here. Mm-hmm. Which I think that just fits better with realism. I mean, normally this would be far enough removed from the house that I think for a horse breeding stable, right, where you're bringing people who have a lot of money to spend and you want to impress them. So yeah, I mean, I think you're going to have a restroom that they could use. Now, if I can find a mirror that matches that sink, then they'll be really impressed. Let's see, as will I. I don't know if I'm going to. Is there not a, there's that. Do. Okay, so people may ever wonder, what is my biggest wish for The Sims 5? It's to be able to color things myself and have things that actually match. Let's put that in there. Maybe this comes in a darker shade. That'll be close enough. Maybe that. We'll go with that. It's not really that close, but what can I say? Mark it as we tried. We did try. We tried. We'll put that there. I mean, the Sims probably won't care. They have been throwing a fit here lately about how they don't like the way things are decorated sometimes, right? So maybe they will care. So, I have to be kind of careful. I don't want to upset my buyers, right? But we do have a nice sort of bathroom there now. Let's bring that like that. So not bad. That's a pretty good looking little tack room, I think. We've got our saddles here. The other stuff we're going to need is lined up above it. We could even put an extra one of these shelves here. Now I do have this horse, which I guess we won't bother with, and we'll put this light here. Maybe over this door. We're going to do a very small walkway along this back side here. Really designed more to be something that might keep the rain, kind of away from the building. Bring it on back. Now our stable is pretty well set, right? We've got a place for the horse to sleep. We've got water. We've got a feeder. I'm going to play test this real quick to make sure that the horse can use this water trough and this hay trough. So let's bring our guy here. We're going to have him refill the feeder. And then let's ask the horse to eat. I've not done much with the foals yet. Now I just noticed it said train Starbite or Starbright to eat hay. So that must be something you train the foals to do, is they actually feed themselves, maybe as opposed to bottle feeding. That's what I'm guessing at the moment. So we'll see. Okay, he can come in and eat. That seems good, right? Yep, he's eating. And let's have him, we'll call the horse to drink. See if Starbright will drink. Can we get both of them in here at once? I don't know. One thing I'm going to do real quick in build mode, and then we'll come back and make sure the drinking part of it is working, is I'm going to add a little bit of a darker color up here so that the windows kind of tie into it a little bit. And it feels a little more kind of designed. And you know what we could put down here as well? Again, we're talking about kind of a more upscale place, right? A sort of nicer place to come and look at buying a horse. So let's put a rug under this table as well. I kind of like that, very vibrant, but I don't know if it goes with the rest of the room. It's a little bit overpowering. And I think that sort of design, you know, kind of clashes with the table, right? A little bit too much. Let's use that red. The red looks cool. I like it. Kind of reminds me of dirt in Oklahoma. We have a lot of red dirt here. So, you know, it'll hide the dirt here in Oklahoma that they track in. Let's see if we can get this horse to come on in here and get something to drink. Is he coming? Oh, yeah, there he goes. Well, he came and ate. He did come and eat. Did anybody come and drink yet? Oh, wait a minute. There he is. Yes, he came to drink as well. So those work. So this room is pretty much set up and ready to go. So we could just copy and paste this to move it to each place, or, gosh, there's not a lot I need to move anyway. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and just to give it a little more look, I'll go ahead and put in one of these shelves by the door. I might swap that out with something else later. But for now, I think it looks pretty good. Just some quick copy and paste here. Get this place finished off. Okay, so there we go. I think that pretty much does it for this particular stable. That's what I think. Are the windows evenly spaced? They seem a little bit off back here. We'll go with that. We'll leave that last one a little bit off just to make it easy. Okay, now there's our stables. There's our breeding stables. The other thing, let's look at... This is our guest house, right? This is where our guest house, which a little bit of it is done. It's not completed. Must have worked on it a little bit. One thing I want to do is move this over. The grid's a little wonky on this one, but let's try moving it along the x-axis and y-axis. Okay, we're going to try it like this. I hope this works. We'll see. It might not. Oh, no, that was the opposite. Okay, let's see here. That's pretty close. It's getting better. Now let's see. Well, that didn't do it, did it? I think I lost. Oh, there it is. Well, it's pretty close. Let's see here again. Let's try lifting it up here by, say, 2 spaces. I'm kind of surprised the grid is off as much as it is. Maxis has kind of a wonky grid there. I may not actually get this just exactly where I want it. I mean, I kind of want it towards the X by about a half of a grid square. And away from the Y about a fourth, maybe. No, see, that didn't work either. This is probably just going to frustrate me to no end. So what we're going to do is not do it. If I can't, well, let's see here. It's really not meant to go in the corner the way I'm trying to make it go, right? Come on. Come on. If anyone has ever wondered what I spent a lot of time building like that, trying to force this into the spot where I want it. Now, my thought is, if I rotate it around by 180 degrees, okay, so I'm back where I started. I think, I mean, I want to slide it into that corner, but since the tool grid is not matched up, I just don't want to hassle with it, right? Let's just skip that part. Let's go in here. We'll grab a regular upper cabinet of some sort. Let's see what we have here to work with. It'll make it quicker and easier and probably just won't be, you know, that big a deal. Something like that maybe would be good. I think that's not too bad. Then let's go ahead and we could put that there. Put that there. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's find ourselves a stove to use for this particular build. We can go with an old-fashioned stove here. Old-fashioned refrigerator. Kind of a retro look. in green on green. There we go. I think we could also put in just a vent hood here. I don't always put in vent hoods, but let's see. Let's do that. It looks kind of nice. Nice little green vent hood to match the stove. And then we might be able to do that. Yeah, we can do this now. Put it there. I think we'll go ahead and draw a wall across here. I think. I might regret that. I might change my mind here in like 10 seconds on it. But for the moment, let's go with that. I kind of want the feeling in my head. I had this idea of sort of a pass through there, kind of. But not like that. So let's not do it. Let's just leave it as is for the moment. I definitely kind of like that look there. I guess what I could do is move this part down. Yeah, let's do that. Move that down by one spot, right? There. And you know, I don't think this will work, but if it doesn't, maybe I'll do a different variation on it. But I think it'd be cool if we could take the new archway from this pack. What kind do we have? We could use this. Might be too big. We've got this one. Also, I think too big. I think essentially that is too big. That's kind of the way I'm headed, though, is either that or we could use this, which I think is too small. So, I mean, I really do like that look right there. That's kind of the idea of what I would like to see. And maybe even have the table stick out here, but I don't think they'll be able to use it. Okay, so if we do that, right? If we do that. And maybe do a line of windows like that. Okay, that brightens it up a little bit. Now, is there enough room there for a table? Probably not. So what we could do is make that bay a little bit larger, bring it out this way a little bit. I don't want the size of this place to really get too crazy. Do. I mean, it doesn't seem too bad. Maybe we can center that a little bit. Center that a little bit. It doesn't seem too big, and I do think it makes a really cute dining area, like a little really cute breakfast area here with, these kind of big barn doors off of the kitchen, right? For this sort of like guest house, which is definitely a very cottage type of feel. Let's go down here and see if we can find a dining room table. We have a wild wealth of things to choose from. We might do this. What kind of colors? Well, maybe not. What keeps me away from that is because I really like it kind of these sort of patterns. And I think I want something a little more cleaner looking than that. And maybe ideally even a little more kind of modern looking than that. We could do a high top table. So, okay, as you can tell, none of these are really grabbing me. They're really, none of them are really reaching out and just taking hold. Maybe something like that has a sort of modern look, but also has those sort of arts and crafts lines to it, arts and crafts, very popular out west. So maybe that could work. Let's see here. Let's try that for the moment. Again, it's got a very clean, modern look, but it also has sort of a retro style to it. with almost an arts and crafts feel that would, you know, tie into this Western vibe. Let's give it kind of a clean look there. For chairs, let's see here, Horse Ranch. I really love these new chairs. These are some of my favorites. They're a little large, a little overpowering for a smaller space like this is. So I think we would be better suited with something maybe more like that. But this isn't necessarily that modern looking, and this has a certain modern aesthetic in some of these patterns, some of these coverings. Okay, we're going to try it like that. Not too bad, not too shabby. Let's see if we can find a quick rug for this particular room. Do. I kind of like this. This rug does have a good kind of more modern feel to it in some ways. Some patterns on it, do. Let's go with that for now. That kind of nice, brilliant blue there. Okay, so that's not bad. You know, it's not a bad little kitchen. Not a bad kitchen and kind of dining area for a small place. Mm-hmm. This will be our bathroom. The bathroom will be fairly compact. I mean, again, we're talking about a guest house, right? This is not where people live as a normal general rule. I think it's in here. Let's see here. But I don't see it. Let's see. There it is. We'll grab a couple of these and put in here for our closet. For our guest closet. I think that color will do. Doesn't seem too bad. And we'll grab a couple of outfits here. I love the new bathroom items from Horse Ranch. This doesn't give you super great hygiene, and it's uncomfortable. And its reliability is only a 3. That's the only unfortunate thing, right? But I do think they're very cool looking, though. But I think we're gonna aim for something a little bit nicer, maybe something like this. I may end up having to swap this stuff around. Let's see here. Because I think the bathtub is going to have to go that way. In order for the toilet to stay next to it, which is not bad. That's not too bad. We could even put windows here above the shower. Kind of let some light in. Maybe not. I don't want to get the outside of this building too cluttered looking. Then we're going to have our bedroom here, of course. Again, a pretty small bedroom, just meant for, overnight guests. We'll grab the new horse ranch bed. This, again, is not super comfortable, I don't think. Yeah, 4 energy, 1 discomfort and stress relief. But since it's new, we'll go ahead and use it. That's a little bit much. I was looking at that for a moment, but woo, that's a lot. It's a lot of color there. Let's see. That's kind of pretty, that yellow. The green's kind of pretty. Let's go with that for now. We'll go with that. We'll grab ourselves a couple of end tables here. Throw in a matching wood pattern. I don't think I'm going to put a dresser in here since we've got, places to hang clothes in the closet and drawers underneath. So instead, let's put in let's see here, one of these tables. Put in kind of a sofa table there. Maybe throw a TV above it. Not too bad. I might do a different rug. I'm kind of falling back on the horse ranch rugs a lot, so maybe we'll try something different. Maybe this. It's a little, not quite big enough though. That's not bad. Something nice to get out of bed, kind of step your feet onto. I don't know that the bed and the rug go together terribly well. Might go with that blue instead. Maybe that'll be a little bit better. Let's grab a piece of artwork. See here. Let's go with something pretty large and statement-y, like that. I kind of like the fact that it's got a bit of a landscape there too, because it does feel a little bit like the outdoors here in Chestnut Ridge, where there's a lot of focus on, nature. But at the same time, it's kind of modern. It's a modern take on it. And the wood matches the walls pretty well. So we got a little bit of matching going on there. We will grab a couple of light fixtures. I really like this, and I've used it a lot. I'm going to go ahead and let's see if it comes in a color. I don't love it, but for now we're going to put one on each table, and then later it can always be swapped out. A lot of times I will go through and just kind of change things around a little bit. Here in the living room, we don't have a huge amount of space to, again, devote to a large living area. But we'll go ahead and see if we can't find something here from the new pack. Radio would be cool. Let's put a radio in here. And just grab a, matching sofa and chair. Put in a coffee table. Let's put a coffee table back here. Or, we could do, let's do a coffee table. We'll put the radio on it, or an end table. And we will throw some decorations up here. I'm going to pull a couple of, let's pull this real quick, and this, and that. Put that there. Let's see here. Not too bad. Now let's see here. Is there another sort of chair that we can use? I think so. Let's see what we have. We have a bench. I love the little stool. The little stool is very cool. Let's go ahead and go with the rocking chair. Let's do this one with a pillow. Yeah, let's do the one that's not from the digital content. That way, if people in the future are trying to use this pack, because maybe they've just bought, Horse Ranch, the chair won't disappear if they download it. Put a little rocking chair in there. The color I like best on that particular piece there is that yellow, and so I keep using yellow all the time. I wish there was something in more of a blue. Oh, hell, let's just go with yellow again. Yellow gonna do. That's fine. That's fine. There's no trouble. Let's put this back here. That comes in a blue. We'll put in a nice blue there. I think I'll put this here in the kitchen. Go with a green. Now, we definitely could use a rug in here. My first thought is to use a more modern rug, kind of bring this up a little bit. That has some modern kind of tone to it. That looks good though too. All of those colors against those browns look really good. I thought about changing the furniture to, you know, sort of brighter color, but we could just use the rug in a brighter color or both. We could do the furniture like that on that rug. Okay, so let's go kind of with that. Nice little living area there. See if we've got some sort of knick-knack we can put up there on the table. Something like that. And all in all, this is not bad for a little cottage. I think for an overall cottagey type of feel, it does look pretty good. Let's do a little selection of sheep and goats and sheep here on the wall. And we'll kind of change our colors around a little bit. Give us a little bit of decor using those metal panels. Now, one thing I could imagine this being used for is if you had someone who's coming, they want to buy a really expensive horse, right? So they're going to stay the weekend or they're going to stay overnight here so they have time to really watch the horse, look him over. Maybe what we want to do is put in some of our medals, right? Not third place, no sir. First place, we'll go ahead and put in some of our like Western medals here so that when you're sitting in the living room of our guest house, you're just going to notice, hey, you know, our championship horses are responsible for all these different sort of wins, right? Winning these different trophies. So not too bad. Actually, that's pretty, I think it's pretty good. I like it, if I do say so myself. Let's see here. We'll do like that. There is a really cool new bench, like a really cool new bench here that looks like it was a church pew, right? Right here it is, in fact. Let's put one of these on each side of the porch. On this side. Go with a little bit darker tone there as kind of a contrast with the rest of the front porch. There. And we'll do kind of landscaping here. And on this side, I think we'll put, I guess rocking chairs might be a nice thing here. You think about it for a moment. Actually, I think I'll put these on this side. This is more of a conversation area. And then let's grab a couple of rocking chairs and we'll put them out here on this side because the view is going to be better, right? Looking out kind of over the pool, but also, you know, out this way to some trees, some of the kind of beautiful red rock formations, lovely flowers, stuff like that. Gives us more of a tranquil view for rocking. I really like the color blue, but boy, that's a lot of blue. That's really intense. Let's look at this one. That's a little bit better. Let's go with that. Little more toned down, a little more kind of scaled back. Now, we are going to need some lighting out here on this front porch. Mm-hmm. Okay, like so. We could go ahead and throw in a couple of knickknacks, you know, a couple of decorative items here in the kitchen. Some of these plates are a good choice. They'll add a nice bright kind of pop of color here. We'll throw those in here. It's not bad, not a bad look, not a bad look. That's pretty. I like the red there. Well, let's go with that. We'll keep it a little bit lighter. Let's go with the green. Kind of matches that a little bit, right? I might come in later and put some things on the wall of the kitchen. Little spice rack. Maybe the knives. Something like that. But for now, I think it looks pretty good. It is definitely a good start on this particular build, this guest house. I'm going to throw in a little bit of landscaping. One thing I've been doing is taking this mesquite tree and just shrinking it down and kind of using it as a bush. You know, it's got a very bushy look to it. Whoops. Mm-hmm. Not too bad. I don't know about the grass. I do like that new grass. It's got a very wild look. But this is supposed to be a little bit more manicured type of ranch, right? So Is there a lot of room for wildflowers and wild grasses? I don't know. I mean, I kind of like the way that looks there, right? I do kind of like the way it fits together. So I think for now I'm going to leave it because I'm going for, this sort of like half and half type of look, half very sort of new and modern and clean and half rustic. Let's put in some spandrels over here. They're not really filling in as they did on this side. Oh, I know why. Let me take this. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Kind of finish out that side of the front porch. All in all, not too bad. A pretty good looking little cottage there. Pretty good little start to this ranch, which is going to take forever. This is just going to be a really long-term kind of process. Might have to come back later and do a little sort of terrain painting underneath these, give them some pop. Okay, so that is our stables outfitted and our guest house outfitted. A lot of landscape left here, a lot of terrain work left to do. And of course, the main house structure and the sort of leisure time backyard back there. So for now, that is it for now, for right this moment. Please hit like, subscribe, and notify. If you've enjoyed this, there's going to be a lot more of this particular build to go and some gameplay later with my horse ranch sim, Shasta and his nephew, Diggory, checking out the canyon, doing some more. I don't know what they're going to get up to. We'll see. Taking a look around at things. And so, yes, please hit like, subscribe, and notify. And until then, until next time, thanks for watching.